Hidden charges with long procedures have seen lots of Kenyans shy away from borrowing loans, with a lot of misconceptions that logbook loans are designed to make customers lose their collateral and companies make merchandise of this plight of people. With Mwananchi Credit being the #1 logbook loan provider, are they different from the rest? I'm joined in by Edwin Kagiri, Head of Operations at Mwananchi Credit, and is here to share with us insights of these misconceptions that are denting the image of these loans, yet providing a lifeline in businesses over the years. So karibu, Mr. Kagiri. So the logbook loans is actually one of Mwananchi Credit's signature product. Is it safe to say that you guys have excelled in ensuring that customers have a very seamless process all the way from the initial up to the repayment stage?
First and foremost is to say thank you for having me. Mwananchi Company logbook loan has been our signature product. Has it been seamless? No, not over the years. But what we have done is we have put in systems, we have put in different aspects to make sure that the logbook processing and from the initial stage to the end stage is very seamless for the customer. Remember, at the end of it all, we have needs as customers, and this is what I want to address today, that as customers we appreciate that when you walk in, you have a particular need that you want sorted within the shortest time possible. So our systems are geared towards making sure that the customer has a seamless process so that he or she can be able to sort out their financial need at that particular time.
Okay. Yes. So speaking of a financial process, how true is the 6-hour TAT on the logbook loans?
It is the ultimate truth. And when I mean by ultimate truth, I mean that you walk into offices at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 2 p.m. you already have your finances in your account. By that we mean the processes that are involved are intertwined. And by intertwined, we mean that there are processes that we can do concurrently. So with these processes being done concurrently, then it makes it easier for us even to compress the time. Now, remember out there, people are talking of 2 hours, 4 hours, but we have to be realistic. Ours is a process where we want to make sure that we understand what the customer needs and make sure that we take the customer through so that they understand before putting pen to paper what the product entails. So that to us is what we call about the 6 hours TAT. That our turnaround time is just specifically there to make sure that the customer understands what is happening throughout the process.
So if there's someone who's seeking to acquire a logbook loan, what are the procedures they need to undertake and the clearance process?
Well, we have very simple processes in terms of getting a loan from Mwananchi Credit. First and foremost is for us to understand what the customer needs. We need to sit down with the customer, understand the purpose of this loan. From there, then we will do what we call the assessment of the customer. We'll, from the statements, we'll get the statement from the customer. We'll be able to know what are the needs the customer wants. From there, we will do what we call the 5 C's of lending, or CAMPRI, where we look at the character of the customer. We are able to look at the ability of the customer to pay. We are able to look at the margins, what is the purpose of the loan, what's the risk involved. Then we look at, the interest that is there. We will then get to see the vehicle, have the valuation done. Once the valuation is done, then we're able now to look at what happens in this valuation. We usually have a matrix that dictates how much we can lend to you. Once your vehicle is valued, we'll do our own pre-approval so that we can see what the approval process that is there. We have a very dedicated compliance department that is able to go through all the assets, get to advise us on whether this client is ready to receive this facility. From there, then what else? We just disburse the money. So all these processes take place in under 6 hours. The clearance process is also a very interesting one, and we have the first product, I say in Kenya, where we give people loans even when they clear. So basically what happens is that our team gets in touch with you once you finish your loan, and we inform you that your loan is done. But hey, there's a catch to it. We have 2 options. Would you want to, get another loan facility? There are those people who say, no, let my logbook remain there. I need some facility every week. So we have a signature product called the weekend loan, where we can just give you money for a week, yeah, when your logbook is still in charge with us. There are those people who say, no, I would want a top-up or I would want more facility. So for those ones, then we engage them and then we can give them more facility. But there are those who say, no, listen, I serve the purpose of the loan and I would now want to move on with life in a different way. So from there, what basically happens is we take it back to the finance department where we have, the logbook audited. The good thing now, and I think this is the first, we have a very, very new system that we have put in place where now we will be able to, do the processing very fast. So once the finance team are able to audit the statement, it moves to compliance for audit. From there, then, if everything is in place, we take it back to compliance where we check whether we have the security with us and if it's ready for, to have it dispatched. Then we will seek approval to have it dispatched, and there you have your logbook process. Now, there's challenges that come in when it comes to people who have these facilities and they have trackers, and then their vehicles don't have even the trackers. We can't trace them. So, for us, what we'd want is also the customer to understand that it's also a business. So, if we can be able to work together in tandem, if we can be able to work together in a team, because for us, what we want the customer to understand, and I must emphasize on this, is that the end product for this process is not for us to take your vehicle. The end product for this process is for you to enjoy the facility, give us back the money, then we can be able to lend it out to other people who desperately need that money.
Okay.
Yes.
So speaking of repossession, this is a nightmare for most Kenyans, and actually, people think the logbook loan is actually very risky. So what measures has Mwananchi taken for the clients who have failed to service their loans?
Our recovery process is not so complicated. Our end goal is not to, and I need to put this across, and I hope people can understand this. Our end goal is not to reprocess your car. Our end goal is not to have your car here with us. We are in the business of lending. This lending is a cycle where you give us today, that money we give it to somebody else, and that's how we keep on doing this lending. But the moment we get stuck at the point of just we have taken your car, before we dispose your car, there are legal requirements that we need to abide by. And so for this to take place now, it becomes a complicated process. So what do we do? For customers who are in distress, because they are genuine cases. Recently, we just had the COVID. It's still with us. But there are customers who genuinely have issues. Somebody comes, he was expecting that he's going to have his consignment at the airport tomorrow. It's not there. Those are genuine cases. We are not inhuman. We are built to make sure that we offer financial solutions to both SMEs and individuals. So when a customer genuinely comes and sits down with us and tells us, listen guys, this is what I was expecting. I'm not in a position to. I would require maybe an extra 2-3 months. We sit down and look. We can do a restructure. We can sit down and say, listen, can we restructure your facility so that we move it from this period to another period? There are those who come and say, listen, I had borrowed 2 million and I'm not in a position to do this. So why can't you do your own liquidation where we can do a small liquidation and add you some money on top so that you can be able to sort your problems? The issue comes when you get into a place of default and then people do not want to pick your calls. People don't want to talk to you. They see you calling, they're thinking that you're stressing them. Now that is where the process now becomes complicated, because at the end of it all, remember, we gave you this money. We need it back to, do our own office requirements. So here comes a situation whereby we have lent you, then you are not talking to us. We don't know what's your position. So that ultimately now is where the recovery process takes place. But if you engage us early and told us, listen, I need this assistance from you people. Remember, ultimately, our desire is not to have your car at the yard. Our desire is not to sell your car. Our desire is to see you go through that financial need that you have, solve that need that you have, and then from there, we can have a partnership bearing today and up to the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kagiri. There you have it from Mr. Kagiri himself. And logbook loans are actually very affordable, very efficient, and very convenient, especially with Mwananchi Credit. But remember, dawa ya deni ni kulipa. So thank you so much. Until next time, my name is Sylvia Chalo.